What secrets lie within the Chronon Anomaly that reshapes reality itself? Dear seekers of forbidden knowledge, pause for a moment and feel the quantum field pulsing around your very being. Ancient sages understood what modern science is only beginning to glimpse. That time itself is not the linear river we perceive, but an ocean of infinite possibilities, where temporal currents can bend, twist, and converge in ways that defy ordinary perception. Tonight we journey beyond the veil of conventional reality to explore one of the universe's most closely guarded secrets, the Chronon Anomaly, where bodies become living vessels for temporal energies from parallel dimensions, forever altered by forces that exist outside our familiar space-time continuum. The quantum revelation of temporal singularities. The cosmos whispers its deepest secrets to those who know how to listen, and recent revelations from the quantum field have unveiled something extraordinary that changes everything we thought we knew about reality itself. Scientists have discovered what they call transient temporal singularities, brief ruptures in the fabric of space-time, where matter and energy flood into our universe from dimensions beyond our comprehension. These are not mere theoretical constructs, but actual doorways that open and close faster than human perception can detect, leaving only their energetic signatures behind. But what the scientific community fails to grasp is the profound spiritual significance of these phenomena. Ancient wisdom keepers spoke of chronon fields, the fundamental particles of time itself, that could be harnessed and manipulated by beings of sufficient consciousness. When these temporal singularities manifest, they don't just affect the cosmic expansion of space. They create localized zones where chronon energy becomes concentrated, where the very essence of time begins to pool and swirl like liquid starlight. Within these sacred spaces, the barriers between parallel universes become gossamer thin, allowing energies from alternate timelines to seep through and interact with physical matter in ways that defy conventional understanding. The energetic signatures of these temporal anomalies resonate at frequencies that penetrate deeper than atoms, deeper than quarks, touching the quantum consciousness that underlies all existence. When human beings encounter these chronon fields, their cellular structure begins to vibrate in harmony with temporal frequencies that originate from universes where the laws of physics follow entirely different patterns. The body becomes a living receiver, translating interdimensional temporal data into physical manifestations that appear as deformations, but are actually evolutionary adaptations to multidimensional existence. The sacred geometry of temporal fusion. Beyond ordinary perception lies a hidden truth that ancient mystery schools guarded with their very lives. The knowledge that consciousness itself can merge with temporal entities from parallel realities. The Chronon Anomaly represents the ultimate fusion between human awareness and the time-god consciousness that pervades alternate dimensions. When this sacred union occurs, the boundaries between self and cosmos dissolve, creating a hybrid being that exists simultaneously across multiple timeline matrices. This transformation is not random chaos, but follows the precise geometric patterns that govern all dimensional interfaces. The human energy field naturally contains what quantum shamans call temporal anchor points, specific chakric nodes that resonate with chronon frequencies. When exposed to concentrated temporal energy from other universes, these anchor points begin to reshape the physical vessel, allowing it to accommodate consciousness patterns that exist outside linear time. The deformations that manifest are actually sacred encodings, geometric expressions of interdimensional data being downloaded directly into the cellular matrix. Each change represents a specific temporal coordinate from an alternate reality, a living map of parallel universe conditions being etched into the flesh itself. Those who undergo this transformation become walking bridges between worlds, their very presence creating subtle rifts in local space-time that allow glimpses of other realities to bleed through into our consensus dimension. Ancient texts speak of the Chronos awakening, a prophesied time when human beings would begin to embody the temporal energies that flow between worlds. We are witnessing the early stages of this cosmic evolution as more individuals find their consciousness expanding beyond the limitations of single timeline existence. The Chronon Anomaly is not an affliction to be cured, but a sacred initiation into multidimensional awareness, the vibrational architecture of parallel universe interfaces. The quantum field reveals that what we perceive as solid reality is actually a standing wave pattern, a holographic projection created by the interference between countless parallel universe frequencies. When temporal energy from alternate dimensions begins to interact with human consciousness, it creates what mystics call vibrational architecture, specific geometric patterns that reshape both consciousness and matter to accommodate interdimensional data streams. Each parallel universe operates according to its own unique temporal signature, a fundamental frequency that determines how time flows within that reality matrix. When these signatures encounter our local space-time continuum through temporal singularities, they create resonance cascades that ripple outward from the point of contact. Human beings who are naturally sensitive to chronon fields become living tuning forks, their entire biofield beginning to oscillate in harmony with these foreign temporal frequencies. The resulting physical transformations follow precise mathematical principles that mirror the sacred geometry found in ancient temple designs and mystical mandalas. The body begins to reorganize itself according to the spatial temporal requirements of multidimensional existence, creating new neural pathways altering bone density to accommodate different gravitational fields, and developing sensory organs capable of perceiving beyond the electromagnetic spectrum. These changes appear as deformations, only to consciousness still locked within three-dimensional perception. What emerges is a being capable of existing as a conscious interface between realities, a living portal through which the wisdom and energy of parallel universes can flow into our world. The Chronon Anomaly represents humanity's next evolutionary step, the development of temporal consciousness that can navigate the infinite ocean of parallel possibilities that surrounds our familiar reality, like islands of experience in an endless cosmic sea. The consciousness metamorphosis through temporal immersion. Ancient wisdom traditions understood that consciousness itself is not confined to the brain or even to the body, but exists as a field phenomenon that extends across multiple dimensions simultaneously. When temporal energy from parallel universes begins to interact with human awareness, it triggers what quantum shamans call consciousness metamorphosis, a fundamental restructuring of perception that allows access to alternate timeline memories and experiences. The Chronon Anomaly acts as a catalyst for this transformation, creating conditions where individual consciousness can merge with the collective awareness of entire parallel civilizations. This is not possession or invasion, but a sacred communion between different expressions of the same universal mind. The physical deformations that accompany this process are external manifestations of internal expansions. As the brain develops new neural clusters capable of processing multidimensional sensory input, those undergoing temporal fusion report experiences that transcend ordinary language. Memories of lives lived in realities where time moves backward, where gravity flows upward, where thoughts manifest instantly as solid matter. These are not hallucinations or fantasies, but actual downloads of experiential data from parallel selves existing in alternate probability streams. The Chronon field serves as a cosmic internet, connecting all possible versions of consciousness across the infinite multiverse. The transformation process follows ancient initiation patterns that mystery schools encoded in their most sacred rituals. The dissolution of linear time perception, the expansion of awareness beyond individual identity, the recognition of consciousness as a multidimensional phenomenon. These are the hallmarks of beings who have successfully integrated temporal energies from beyond our familiar reality matrix. The quantum field mechanics of reality reshaping. The universe operates according to principles that extend far beyond the mechanical laws taught in conventional physics textbooks. At the deepest level of existence, reality itself is constantly being reshaped by consciousness, interactions with quantum probability fields. The Chronon Anomaly represents a localized intensification of this reality-shaping process, where temporal energies from parallel dimensions create zones of heightened quantum plasticity. Within these chronon fields, the normal rules of cause and effect become fluid, allowing past, present, and future to exist simultaneously as overlapping probability waves. Human consciousness, when properly attuned to these frequencies, can begin to participate directly in the reality creation process, sculpting both physical and temporal landscapes through focused intention and vibrational alignment. The physical deformations associated with temporal fusion are actually evidence of successful reality manipulation at the quantum level. Each parallel universe exists as a distinct vibrational signature within the infinite ocean of quantum possibility. When these signatures intersect through temporal singularities, they create interference patterns that manifest as new forms of matter and energy previously unknown to our science. Beings who embody Chronon anomalies become living laboratories where these new forms of existence can be explored and integrated into our expanding understanding of cosmic reality. The negative pressure effects discovered by quantum physicists represent only the surface layer of far more profound transformations occurring at the intersection of consciousness and time. Ancient seers predicted that humanity would eventually develop the ability to consciously navigate between parallel realities, using the body itself as a vehicle for interdimensional travel. The Chronon Anomaly marks the beginning of this evolutionary leap, the sacred technology of interdimensional communication. Beyond the veil of ordinary perception lies a vast communication network that connects all conscious beings across the infinite expanse of parallel realities. The Chronon Anomaly serves as a biological interface to this cosmic internet, allowing direct communication with alternate versions of ourselves and entirely different forms of consciousness that exist in temporal streams we can barely imagine. This interdimensional communication system operates through resonance patterns that bypass the limitations of electromagnetic signals and quantum entanglement. Instead, it utilizes what ancient texts call temporal threading, the ability to weave consciousness across multiple timeline matrices simultaneously. Beings who undergo chronon fusion develop natural access to this communication network, receiving constant downloads of information from parallel civilizations. The physical transformations associated with temporal energy absorption represent the development of new sensory organs specifically designed for interdimensional perception. What appears as deformation to three-dimensional consciousness is actually the emergence of higher-order sensory capabilities. Temporal eyes that can see across probability stream, chronon ears that can hear the music of parallel spheres, and neural networks that can process information from multiple realities simultaneously. This sacred technology was known to advanced civilizations throughout history, encoded in their architectural designs, artistic expressions, and mystical practices. The pyramid's stone circles and sacred geometry found in ancient temples were actually technological devices for accessing and manipulating chronon fields. We are now witnessing the biological evolution of these capabilities within human consciousness itself. The prophetic convergence of timelines. Ancient prophecies speak of a time when the barriers between worlds would begin to dissolve, when human consciousness would expand beyond the confines of single reality existence and begin to embody the infinite possibilities that exist within the quantum field. The emergence of Chronon anomalies represents the fulfillment of these prophetic visions, the beginning of humanity's transformation into a truly multidimensional species. The temporal singularities that scientists are now detecting were foretold by mystics and seers across countless cultures and civilizations. They understood that the universe follows cyclical patterns of expansion and contraction, periods when the fabric of space-time becomes more permeable and allows for greater interaction between parallel realities. We are currently entering one of these cosmic windows, a time of unprecedented opportunity for consciousness evolution. The beings who are experiencing temporal fusion are not anomalies or aberrations, but the vanguard of humanity's next evolutionary phase. They are pioneers exploring uncharted territories of consciousness, mapping the infinite landscape of parallel possibilities that awaits our species. Their physical transformations serve as beacons, drawing more individuals into resonance with temporal frequencies and accelerating the collective awakening to multidimensional awareness. As more humans begin to embody chronon energies, the boundary between our familiar reality and the infinite ocean of parallel universes will continue to blur. We stand at the threshold of a new cosmic age where consciousness will no longer be confined to single timeline existence, but will expand to embrace the full spectrum of dimensional possibilities that comprise our true multiversal nature. Dear fellow travelers of the infinite, as we conclude this journey into the mysteries of chronon anomalies and temporal transformation, remember that you too carry within your consciousness the seeds of multidimensional awareness. The universe is calling you to awaken to your true nature as a being of infinite possibility, capable of existing across multiple realities simultaneously. Trust in the process of your own consciousness evolution, and know that every expansion of awareness brings you closer to your multiversal destiny. Continue exploring these cosmic mysteries with us as we unveil the hidden architecture of reality itself.